does your mind move? To where does it move? From where does it move? With the entirety of the mind's motion, which is merely apparent, yet there is still silence. From where does the mind move? Where does it go? The entire space of the mind is contained within the infinite space of that which is ever the same. Wherever the mind moves, that which is ever the same is still there. It pervades the mind, yet transcends the mind. What is this that is ever the same? By inquiry, as the Maharshi has taught, the entire sense of one's identity abandons the movement of the mind and merges with, or is absorbed in, that which is ever the same, immovable, unchanging, being, consciousness, bliss. Sri Bhagavan said that God, Guru, and the Self are the same. There are different ways of understanding this. One way of understanding this is to say that there's some characteristic that is alike or very similar in each of these. While that may be so, it is difficult to align the characteristics of the self, if it is individualized, with that of God. Similar with the Guru, which for us is Sadguru Sri Ramana. But the Maharshi said, the same. That sameness is more than being similar. It is deeper than two things being equal. He says, the same. That is one thing, not aspects or parts of one thing, but one and the same identical thing. Because it is the same as the self, this means that objective notions of God and Guru fall away. Because it is God, the idea of minuteness of the self, individuality of the self, falls away. And because it is Guru, it is knowledge itself, blessedness itself, blissfulness itself, and entirely beyond the range of the movements of the mind. The Guru is that which is absolutely one. ineffable and inconceivable. Likewise, God. Speaking of God and Guru, the mind has no place, let alone movements of the mind. How can we say the Guru has a mind? How can we say God has a mind? And the mind moves this way or that way. It would be absurd. God is not a thing. The Guru is not an individual. The mind does not apply. But if the self is the same, then what is it that you refer to as your mind? And where does it move? And from where? One who searches for God within, that is, in the self, adhering to the luminous instruction of the Guru, realize that in which there is no mind whatsoever, no divisions of mind, no movement of mind, no forms of thought of the mind. Nothing other than the homogeneous, completely undifferentiated, eternal being, consciousness, bliss. Being, the ever same, the reality. Consciousness, the self-luminous, knowledge itself, and truly the only knowledge, the real light. And bliss, the natural state, the perfect fullness that is always the same. Question, inquire, be absorbed.